can't prevent, you know.
I ended up getting JV instead.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Did Chris wasn't able to do it?
No, so I had reached out to Javon earlier in the day, but it was like 2 hours before I texted him. I was like, I don't know if we'll hear back from him. So I wanted somebody on standby, and then Javon got back to me. He's like, I'm all in. So. Okay. Because I was thinking Chris would have to come down from Albuquerque. Correct. He could at least get on our flight. Yeah. We're just going to fly in JV from Vegas.
Oh, is that where? Oh, that's where he's
in Vegas.
Yeah, he was just doing something with a. It wasn't a sports firm, but it was something. I had to.
He launched a company with more baseball players. Yeah,
that's what it was.
He's he's doing a bunch of different stuff, and he apparently had a combine invite for the XFL, so he's still playing.
Oh, is he?
He played in the Arena League last 2 years.
Okay, I knew that, but yeah.
So he's got
billion
interest.
Well, it'll be good to see him.
Yeah.
So
no, he's excited. He's excited. Good.
No, I'm going to be excited to see him then.
Yeah. Thanks for that number. I'll use it at some point, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Appreciate it, Jan.
You got it. Good morning. Yes, sir. How you doing, Professor?
Do you hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
I think it's the mics from the course. The Pan Am.
Oh, that is. Isaac's got this place rigged.
Okay.
That is crazy. Did I tell you that Heiser gave Vinny like a camera from the roof the other day for our broadcast? You know, like when they shoot straight down at the floor from the roof? We got one of those now.
Oh, really?
Heiser's like, yeah, you're input 7 in the truck. And he's like, the roof can? What's up, Steve?
Just right here? I should have told you that Colin Deaver was stuck in traffic, so we're going to be waiting a little bit for him anyways.
Oh, you fucker.
That's like, I just hear you coming in like, oh shit.
Is Colin actually stuck in traffic?
They closed on the freeway, so I think he had to exit and take the frontage road.
They were in the process of shutting down the freeway when I was driving over here.
Yeah.
Just beat it.
So, I don't know, maybe he's lying to me.
Yeah, he's usually full of shit.
He's like, you late.
Well, at least it's GH, because I remember one time Jance actually like legitimately got pissed at him because he was like,
yeah, and then this was like
I barked at him.
Well, this was whenever the whole Corey Barker thing was going on, and
he's like,
and the first question that Colin asked was about Corey Barker. He's like, you want something from me, and you show up late, like I ain't giving you anything. And everyone's like,
in the middle of the press conference.
Oh
my God.
Apparently, James just looked at him and said, "Next time, I'm not going to wait for you."
Yeah, he said it to me.
Yeah, I thought maybe he answered the question, and then after the press conference is over, it was like, that's funny. That's actually funny.
Jan's waiting until the press conference is over? Hell no. Is that all we have coming today? Just me and Colin?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
When are y'all gonna leave for Albuquerque?
I think they'll leave Friday.
Okay.
Like we did for El Paso. I'm actually gonna be traveling separate, so I don't know exactly, but I think it's Friday.
Is that game gonna be a sellout?
I'm sure it will, with no promotions
like
UTEP. I'm sure they're gonna pack that place because they're good this year.
I just see one of our fans comment. Deshaundra says the best atmosphere he's ever been. So well, just wait till UNM. I mean, UNM and Grand Canyon are probably better than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
Grand Canyon's like chaotic.
Grand Canyon's kind of unique because like I view it as kind of like noise for the sake of noise. Like like it didn't really feel like hostile. It just felt like loud.
They don't really know what's going on.
Yeah,
they're just kind of there.
It's a massive frat party.
The PA tells them when to yell. And they yell.
No, it's literally all choreographed. It's literally all choreographed.
Yeah. So.
Like the PA is like giving them instructions on how to be basketball fans.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's loud, but it's not as hostile.
It reminded me of whenever I was in college and I was like a football manager. Whenever we would go into whenever we would be getting ready to go into like really hostile atmospheres. Like I remember like one year we played USC at the Coliseum, and the whole week we practiced with crowd noise, like on the loudspeakers, just took a generic crowd noise video on YouTube and cranked it up as loud as possible. And so it's obviously not hostile, but it's preparing you to be loud. And that to me is what I thought JCU was.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
The pit is actually hostile though.
I put that. Yeah, you're gonna get a bunch
I'll
of
tell you what.
fuck yous and.
The pit is hostile for women's basketball.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Really?
Crazy. It's one of the best women's basketball atmospheres in the country.
Colin, what's happening?
There you are.
Are you quick? Can I go grab him?
I hear him.
To set up. Do you hear him?
I thought I heard him.
No, that's sensed it. Spidey sense fucking tingle.
But you're good.
Yeah, we'll grab him over ready.
2 minutes.
Sorry, guys.
I got a problem.
Chris Jans is here. He's gonna march in momentarily. Say, why are you late?
Well, that time I was late, and then I had to ask about Christian.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Do you remember what he said to me after?
What did he say?
Next time I won't wait for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't he late then 2 weeks later or something?
I think so, yeah.
It was 20 minutes late for a press conference last year because Sherry went hiking or something like that. She took his keys with him, and so he had to.
He should have 20 minutes late to a coach's show one time because he took the wrong exit in town, and then did it again because he wasn't paying any attention because I'm sure his mind was in 20 different places. He's like, dude, I can't make this up. I took another wrong exit. I'm like, what?
That's fucking funny.
Adam, tough choice for you this coming Saturday, Mizzou Aggies.
Oh yeah. Their radio guy is a big reason why I got the business.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a mentor, or you just
Yeah.
you like what
Yeah, no, both. Yeah, I listened to him when I was a little kid, and he's still there, and he's been good to me. So.
How long has he been there for?
30 years.
Okay. Did you go to Mizzou?
No.
Okay.
No, but that was the team growing up. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't have college football. We had Mizzou in Illinois. Mizzou was 2 hours away.
Right. Okay.
Did you go to the game?
You're from St. Louis.
St. Louis area, yeah. So I have all my family coming up.
Are you still a Rams fan?
No. We don't mention the Rams. We don't mention Kroenke. Which, as a Nuggets fan, you probably hate Kroenke too.
Not super high.
He has heavy Mizzou ties though. His son played basketball there. Mario knows his son really well.
Wait, which Kroenke is tied to the Nuggets? I thought he owned the Avalanche.
He owns all of them.
I didn't know. I didn't know he owns the Nuggets too.
Yeah, he owns Nuggets, Avalanche, Rapids, Arsenal, Rams.
I knew he owned Arsenal.
Yeah.
Just got his fingers in my fucking pies.
Hello.
What's good,
How you doing?
Good. How am I doing? I'm living. Get my water.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Cool. Ready whenever you are.
Coach, a lot of times after games, coaches feel different about their team's performance than they do a couple days later when they've had a chance to look at the film. Now that you've had a couple days to sit on it, how do you feel about the way you guys played against UTEP?
Kind of the same way I felt in after game, in the post game. Just got out competed. We got outplayed. We got out toughed, and I take full responsibility for how our team played, and we just got to get better.
Is there, obviously you bring in a lot of junior college guys, with you for this year's team. Do you think that game was maybe like a kind of like the aha moment for some of those guys that not to say that they can't play at this level, but hey, it's a little, it's different, and you have to be kind of ready to play right now in a certain way?
Well, I think that it was, I'll go back to what we talked about, I think it was last Tuesday, the resistance. That was the biggest deal. UTEP, you could tell they were battle-tested. They had resistance versus Tarleton, Texas Tech, and Texas. And we had, non-D1 and Florida International here. And the level of resistance, I think that's maybe what stood out more than, because coming from junior college, you don't have that type of resistance on game night. And you got to give credit to Coach Golding and his staff and their team too, because they played a very good game, and they were ready to play, and they wanted it, and so you got to give them credit too. But yeah, I mean they're going to learn a lot from that game. I'm watching film. I mean all the guys got together yesterday and watched film as a team, so that was good. I really preach about player-led program, and to see all the guys get together and watch film together that's definitely a bright spot.
That was certainly the most hostile environment that UTEP has put forward in a couple of years, but now you guys are about to turn and go play at the Pit, which is kind of notoriously raucous whenever the team really gets going. How do you kind of shift the team's focus from saying hey I know going to UTEP was tough, going to Albuquerque might be tougher, especially with an in-state rival and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's another rival game, and the stakes are high, and the fans are going to be into the game, and we got to, continue to grow as far as getting the scouting report, getting the game plan onto the court, and not being distracted by everybody in the stands, and that's easier said than done. But that is going to be a big key this week is, just understanding what we got to do and being able to do it over and over and over again. And, we didn't do a good job of that on Saturday at all.
How have their transfers, the Wichita State guy and the Missouri-Kansas City players, seems like they've added a different dynamic to their front court for New Mexico? How has that kind of changed them? Yeah,
definitely. They definitely, they got those two great guards. They're obviously really, really good players, but now they've added some really good front court players, and that's going to make them more of a complete team, and that's what we're all striving for as coaches. But that's going to challenge us on the glass again.
Have you seen? I mean, you mentioned they were watching film together yesterday. Just what's been the response, I guess, to Saturday so far? I know it's been less than 48 hours, but kind of the response from the guys.
I've talked to all of them yesterday, and they feel like they didn't play well. They're disappointed. They, want to learn from it, and I do got a group of guys. They want to win, just like I want to win. They want to win, and they don't like looking bad and not playing to their strengths. And like I told a lot of them, you got to give UTEP credit because they made the game that way by how they play, and it bothered us, but we're going to learn from it, and we're going to continue to get better. And I believe in these guys, and we got a good team. But I talked to Coach Kill. He called me yesterday and just told me, hey, hang in there. It's not going to happen overnight. It's you got a really good team, but it's going to take some time, and I know you want it now. And all I've ever known is win, 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 in my coaching career, and so I got to have some patience as well.
Obviously, they're really loaded at guard. Obviously, you guys are really loaded at guard. Pinson, Washington, and Mashburn and House. Do you feel like that's going to kind of be the deciding factor on Saturday? Is kind of how well your guards can match up with each other? Definitely,
I think that's going to be a huge storyline going into the game is which backcourt's going to control the game and control the environment and get their teammates involved and get easy baskets for their teammates and on the defensive end of the court, understanding KYP, knowing your personnel and knowing what they like to do and being able to take away some of their strengths. So. But that's going to be a big key.
In terms of on Pinson, it just felt like he's done it in the SEC for a long time. So it just seemed like he was such a calming presence for you guys out there at times. I mean, especially early in the year, we kind of looked at him to do some of that.
Oh, definitely. He was definitely a calming. That's a great way to put it, Colin. He was a calming influence while he was on the court, and he had to play heavy minutes, and he's got to continue to get in elite shape. So he can impact those minutes at a higher level. But he's a great player and a hard worker. I mean, he was in the pool already this morning for an hour and a half swimming laps in the pool. So, you know, he understands what he needs to do, but he's definitely a calming influence and someone that is a blessing that we have on the court.
It seemed like Mike Peake was kind of having some trouble with his ankle there in the second half. Are you guys anticipating having him on Saturday?
Yeah, we'll have him on Saturday. Anticipate it. We're a little banged up. I know Mike's getting overworked in the training room right now. We got some guys that are a little banged up, but you know, we got a week to get healthy and prepare for a really good Lobo team.
Just again, it's game. We played 2 games. This will obviously be the third. How different are you expecting to look? Maybe a month from now. Maybe 2 weeks from now. Just as guys get more used to playing, at this level and playing together. That's all I was thinking about yesterday. Is just give me 2 weeks, and give me 4 weeks, give me 6 weeks, and I know we don't have that luxury, but we're gonna continue to grow as a group, and their chemistry, their vibe, their vigor, their just the way they're gonna compete, and them grasping what we're trying to do. You could definitely see we were a little bit lost at times on the court on Saturday, and everybody's new, so it's going to take time, but time is on our side, that's for sure, but it's going to take time, and it's not going to happen overnight, but we're going to keep working and keep getting better, and I can't wait to see what this team is like come mid-December, January, as long as we can keep it together and stick together and just keep learning each other's strengths and weaknesses and how to play off each other. It's going to be a fun team just a fun team to watch grow, because where they're at now and I keep saying, we're a 2 if we're supposed to be a 10, but we're going to get there. It's just going to take us some time.
Are there any experiences that you might draw on from your days as an assistant, at LSU or Wichita State, going into an atmosphere like this? I mean, I know you guys, have played, at places like Kentucky before, and like Bruce Pearl, whenever he was, or whenever you were at LSU, he's at Auburn. Any experiences you kind of might draw on going into, probably a similarly hostile atmosphere? Definitely,
we'll talk to him about it, and the noise is at those. At the Jungle and at Auburn or at Rupp Arena at Kentucky, it's the huddles. They got to be tighter. The group's got to be tighter. Like, we got to keep, that's a big deal. Relaying calls, communication, just those things got to be loud and early and louder than you've ever been, and that creates some adversity, and but we'll definitely talk about that. And got to have some hand signals, because you can yell something out, but they can't hear it. So I better have some good hand signals, and for whatever, and give them a simple package to play with. That's one thing I learned from the UTEP game. Probably got to simplify it while we're growing as a team, and we can advance the system. Sean and Issa understand everything, but because they were with me for last year, and the rest of the guys, they understand it, but doing it with intensity through adversity, and at a different position, we're still not there yet.
Is that the packet that you said training? Is it offensive, defensive? Is it just kind of everything at all?
Yeah, like the offensive package, out of bounds plays, the sideline out of bounds plays, the defenses. We have multiple defenses. And there's some that I think we're very comfortable with and pretty good at, and obviously we got to continue to get a lot better on the defensive end of the court. But a lot of our mistakes defensively were just scout and report breakdowns, game plan breakdowns, and you got to be able to take it from the practice court and get it onto the game court, and you got to be able to take it from the film room and get it on the practice court to get it onto the game court, and we're still a work in progress in that area.
I know you and Jans have a good relationship, and he obviously had a lot of success
going up to Albuquerque to the pit. Have you guys, talked it all a little bit, or like maybe him, giving you any advice on this week's game?
We haven't yet for this week, but before the UTEP game, we had communicated back and forth that day, and he just gave me some good advice. Stay calm and stay in the moment, and just coach him up, and keep runs to a minimum, and when you play UTEP, there's not a lot of runs the way they play. It's if they're up 8, it's like being up 16. That's just what it feels like. The way they grind it out, and the end of the first half was a big deal in that game.
You feel like you'll maybe have some sort of communication with Jans before the UNM game, even if it's just like a little text or something?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely will talk before that, and I'll get his advice for sure.
Cool. Any more questions?
Yeah, do you think Chi-Chi's dunk should have been SportsCenter top 10?
That was a pretty good dunk. I wish you would have played defense as well as he dunked that basketball.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yeah. That was like Grant Hill back in the day, wasn't it?
I didn't appreciate
I
it.
just threw it from like 35
Well, that's what I was
feet.
saying. Like
How did he even see it?
I didn't appreciate it